So yesterday, I awarded the Shrammy to Darcy Burner, who's running for Congress against Dave Reichert. Looking to unseat Dave Reichert. This is his seeking his third term. Darcy Burner is looking to go there in his stead. And the reason, why did I give Darcy Burner a Shrammy yesterday? As I said, it's because someone who gets an Ivy League education, it doesn't guarantee that they won't go out and do something really stupid. And Darcy Burner says that she has a degree in computer science and economics from Harvard. And therein lies the big dispute. Joining us on...
More than that. She said computer science and economics, and I can see that. But she also has said on numerous occasions that she has an economics degree.
Correct.
From Harvard.
Darcy Burner, joining us here this morning on the Commentators. Thanks for dropping in, Darcy.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to make a correction to what John said, because I've never used that phrase. What I did say was, I loved economics so much I got a degree in it. And my degree from Harvard is a degree with a concentration in computer science and a special field of economics.
I love economics so much I got a degree in it. What would it be, Darcy?
It would be a degree in computer science with a special field of economics.
You know what? Play the... right off the bat, we're going to have common knowledge here. Play the quote.
I don't want to play the quote yet. Hold on. We'll play the quote in a moment. Because Darcy Burner and I have had a flurry of email exchanges. And I've already said, look, I'm not interested in playing a semantical game. And Darcy, that's what it appears to come down to. It appears to come down to a semantical game as to whether or not you were awarded a degree in economics from Harvard.
My degree is formally a degree in computer science with a special field of economics. Harvard is odd. They don't do majors or minors. The area that supervises your degree is called your concentration. Every student has exactly one. My concentration was in computer science. But then there are formal criteria that you can meet to get special fields in other areas, and I met the formal criteria to get the official designation special field of economics as part of my degree.
Darcy, how many credits do you need to get a degree in economics?
Well, so Harvard doesn't do credits, another way in which they are odd. What you have to take is what they refer to as 16 full courses or 32 half courses.
Okay, you need 16 full courses to say you've got an economics degree.
No, you need 16 full courses to graduate.
To graduate with a degree in economics.
32 half courses.
Right.
To graduate.
16. How many do you have?
Well, hold on, that's not in economics. That's to graduate overall from the university.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 32 half courses to get a degree. The vast majority of those courses at Harvard are allocated to what, when I was there, they called the core curriculum, which are a very, very, very broad group of subjects that every student is required to study.
One of the issues that I brought up, Darcy, when we were emailing is I said I have a degree in journalism. I took an extensive number of courses, both upper and lower level, in political science. I would no longer claim to have a degree in political science, and I would try to flap my arms and fly home at night.
But you didn't meet any formal criteria, nor get a formal designation from your university in political science. I took a number of courses in mathematics. I also took a lot of courses in the Middle East, and I certainly wouldn't claim to have a degree in either of those fields. However, I met specific formal criteria from Harvard, such that they awarded me a degree with a concentration in computer science and a special field of
Once
economics.
again, Darcy, because he never answered my question. If you want a degree in economics from Harvard, how many classes in economics do you have to take?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was probably roughly the equivalent of what it took in computer science, which is to say I would have probably had to take about 7 half courses in economics to get a concentration in economics if I wanted to be in that department. My department was computer science, and I met the formal criteria inside of computer science to get the special field of economics.
But you didn't to get the degree in economics.
No. So Harvard, when I was there, didn't do majors. They didn't do
We understand
minors.
that.
They didn't do dual majors.
But if I had an economics degree from Harvard, I'd say, hey, Darcy, quit saying you got an economics degree. I got an economics degree in Harvard. You don't. You have one in computer computer science.
What I've said consistently, and we've been very clear about this, my staff and I have explained it multiple times to reporters and others, that I have a BA in computer science with a special field in economics.
All right,
the Seattle Times reported that in June.
That's not what you've been saying on the trail,
though. The same thing in their profile a couple of weeks ago. On KUOW 2 weeks ago, they introduced me in the same way. It is a formal designation.
Darcy, this controversy has been stewing for 2 weeks now?
Yep.
Okay. I kept waiting. I waited until yesterday. I kept waiting for Darcy Burner to stand up and say, all right, you dipsticks, look, here is what I have just received in way of validating my comments. This is what I've gotten from Harvard University that will prove to you that I have what I
put out the statement from Harry Lewis, who was the dean of Harvard College.
Hold it. Darcy, I saw the statement from Harry Lewis. I've watched the video from Harry Lewis. Nowhere in that video, Darcy, nowhere in that video does he say you have a degree in economics.
He says I graduated with a special field in economics, which is the correct Harvard terminology. I mean, I'm sorry that Harvard uses different terminology than other colleges. I apologize for my alma mater. However, he did confirm.
So now it's the alma mater's fault.
Darcy, please. This is, when I emailed you back yesterday, you said be precise. And I tried to be precise and concise.
So are you saying that?
No, what I'm saying is that, if you have a degree, if you have a degree in economics, then there's got to be something that can validate that other than a video from Harry Lewis or the verbal volleyball that you're playing in respect to this special field of emphasis.
Wait, do you have a diploma? Do you have a diploma?
I did. You recall that I had a rather spectacular house fire on the 1st of July.
Well, what is the diploma? What did the diploma say?
Said that I had a Bachelor of Arts. Harvard's undergraduate diplomas do not list either concentration or special field.
They do now.
They do not. They did not when I graduated.
But they do now, correct?
I don't know. I haven't seen a recent one, but they did not when I graduated.
But are you planning to replace the Harvard diploma that was burned up in your house fire?
I hadn't really spent a lot of time thinking about it. I've been spending more time thinking about replacing clothes and furniture.
Well, I get that, Darcy, but you know what would have been opportune during the past 2 weeks is to call up Harvard and say, hey, send me a new diploma so I can get these dipsticks off my back.
Harvard is this unbelievably large bureaucracy in which doing something like that would take, frankly, till after the end.
You know what? I'm sure Harry Lewis could have pulled a few strings for you, Darcy, to get a fax copy.
Accusation.
All right, hold on. Darcy, hold on. I'll get back to your calls in a moment. KOMO 1000 News Radio. Joining us now is a candidate for the 8th Congressional District, a Democratic candidate for the 8th Congressional District, Darcy Burner. And here's the deal. Mine is among a chorus of voices that has challenged Darcy Burner on her statement that she has a degree in economics. Darcy Burner, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So first of all, let me be clear. What I said was, I loved economics so much, I got a degree in it. My degree is a degree with a concentration in computer science and a special field of economics. Harvard, at the time that I went there, didn't do majors or minors. They didn't do dual majors. They didn't do any of that sort of thing that, normal universities do. What happened at least when I was there, is that every student had a department that oversaw their degree program. That was their concentration. Inside of that department, it was possible to earn credentials in other areas. So the department that oversaw me was computer science. Professor Harry Lewis ran that department when I was there. And I also met the formal and specific criteria to get a special field of economics. Now, over and over again, we've gone out of our way to be very clear about what my degree is and had to explain it a lot of times to a lot of different reporters. So in June, when the Seattle Times asked, we made it very clear, and they published that I have a Bachelor of Arts in Computer Science with a special field in economics. The News Tribune reported the same thing in their profile a couple weeks ago. On KUOW 2 weeks ago, they introduced me the same way. Those are just 3 examples of the many, many, many times I have gone out of my way to be clear that I have a degree with a concentration in computer science and a special field of economics. The special field of economics is a formal credential. So,
you're saying that is a degree?
I I'm saying that I'm saying that I have a degree in computer science with a special field of economics.
Okay.
I want to make this clear. When you say special field of economics, you're saying that's a degree.
I'm saying that's part of my degree, yes.
Okay.
All right. Darcy, you don't have a bachelor's degree in economics.
I have a bachelor's degree with a special field of economics.
You know what? I actually don't have a problem with you saying you have a degree in computer science and economics. I understand that. I think it's a little misleading, but I don't think it's a blatant misstatement. But you don't have a bachelor's in economics. You
I've
don't
never
have.
said I
Listen,
had a bachelor's in economics.
You don't have a master's. You don't have a PhD.
I've never said I had a master's or a PhD
Here
in
is-
economics, John. You're just making
Darcy,
straw men so that you can knock them down.
Darcy,
which is very entertaining for you, I'm
Okay.
sure, but not at all accurate.
So here is what you did say.
I loved economics so much, I got a degree in it from Harvard.
You don't have a degree in it.
I do. I have a degree in computer science and economics from Harvard. I have a degree with a concentration in computer science and a special field of economics. Now, you like to parse the language.
Who's parsing here?
No,
You
Darcy.
are, actually.
Darcy, what is your
Who
college?
is parsing
Darcy.
their words here?
Darcy, what does your college transcript say?
The college transcript doesn't actually indicate anything about special fields. It doesn't indicate. All it indicates is the department under which I studied.
So let me get this straight. All right, hold on. So your college transcript doesn't indicate you have the degree. The diploma that you have doesn't
Harvard wouldn't
indicate.
indicate that on anybody's degree, not on their transcript, right? The diploma just says I have a Bachelor of Arts, or at least it did say that until.
God, I've looked at half a dozen Harvard diplomas in the past 24 hours, 36 hours, and I see degrees awarded specifically in a particular field of study on all of them.
That wasn't the case when I got my
All
degree
right,
in
but
1996.
Darcy, look, you are looking to be elected to Congress. 2 weeks ago.
No, it was a week ago today. It was a week ago
All right,
today.
you know what? Harry Lewis could have faxed you. I'm sure he could have expedited
You know what?
something.
Nobody ever even asked for that. Nobody's ever even given me a chance up until today
Why
to talk
wouldn't-
about this.
Why wouldn't-
Emily Hester
Well, no,
called
we
me.
gave you a
Emily
chance
Hester
on
at the Seattle
Monday.
Times. Emily Hester at the Seattle Times.
We gave you a
called me
chance on
saying,
Monday.
I've already written a story saying you have no credential in economics, and I'm going to publish it. Do you have any comment? And I said, well, if you're going to publish it in 5 minutes, just a second, let me get Harry Lewis on the phone. He can explain to you how Harvard works and what a special field in economics
Darcy, I got to tell you, you're your own worst enemy. The smart thing to do is simply say, look, I studied economics, I minored in it, I misspoke when I said I had the
There's no such
degree,
thing as a
and
minor
this
at
whole
Harvard.
thing would have started to go away. Instead,
There's
you
no
are
such thing as a minor at Harvard.
instead you were strident. You are defiant. You're evasive. You're accusing people of doing what you're doing, which is endlessly parsing, and it's coming back to bite you.
You know what? I'm being honest and truthful, as I have always been.
But
I have a degree with a concentration in computer science and a special field of economics from Harvard. And over again, the people who have criticized me love to leave out that Harvard has formally credentialed that special field in economics.
All right.
Because that's inconvenient.
We got a quick traffic check coming up. Stay with us here, KOMO 1000 News Radio. Darcy Burner joins us. She is the Democratic candidate for the 8th Congressional District, running up against Dave Reichert here. Excuse me. I gave her the Shrammy yesterday for what I believe was, whether it's a semantical game or whether it's Harvard speak is, I think, irrelevant. Regardless of how Harvard categorizes this, Darcy, you've got to admit that, if you're going to strictly stick with what Harvard says and the rest of the country is out of step with this one university, you have misrepresented at the very least the basis by which you came out of Harvard.
That's not correct.
Okay.
I have said over and over again, I have a degree with a concentration in computer science and a special field of economics from Harvard.
No,
that
that's
is
not
100% correct.
Darcy, that isn't what you said.
You have
we'll
said
play
that
it
on
again.
occasion, but on other occasions you simply said, I have a degree in it from Harvard.
I said I had a degree from Harvard, which I do. I've also said I loved economics so much, I got a degree in it from Harvard.
Okay, are we now arguing what the meaning of it is?
Sure, apparently you
Well,
are.
it is economics because that's the sentence you spoke We've
my
played it
degree
twice
is in
for you.
computer science and economics. I know that's inconvenient for you, John, because it undercuts your basic argument.
No,
but it is
because you didn't
nonetheless
say
true.
that.
Why is it inconvenient for me?
You didn't
I
say
would've
that just now.
preferred.
We played the quote twice, Darcy. How is it inconvenient for me that you have a degree in computer science?
Look, all of this argument, both yours, Ken, and Emily Hefter's, has been based on the assumption, which is incorrect, that a special field of economics wasn't a formal credential. And it is.
It's not a degree.
It is part of my degree. My degree is officially from Harvard, a degree in computer science with a special field of economics.
I feel like I'm trapped in a verbal twilight zone here.
You think you feel like you're trapped in a verbal twilight zone? Think about how I felt for the last week. I'm being accused of lying for speaking the truth, and the people who are accusing me of lying refuse to acknowledge, A, that I have a degree that includes a special field of economics, and B, that they're making these assumptions about how to parse the English language, whereas every person that I'm aware of who's in any way affiliated with Harvard has indicated that I am telling the truth. Harry Lewis said, and I quote, "Darcy is being accurate in how she's representing herself."
Darcy, what you should have said is, I studied it, and if you don't know the difference between studying and having a degree in economics,
if you don't know the difference between a formal credential and something that's not a formal credential, I would say that's your problem, not mine.
No, you know what, Darcy? It is your problem because of how it's been represented. All right, KOMO 1000 News Radio, don't go anywhere.
Since welcoming its first baby